here we are. We are talking Super Bowl. But before we do talk Super Bowl, we want to thank everybody for listening to Generational Talent. We've had a heck of a run this NFL season. First time you and I, Dad, decided to start this show as a means of taking the sports talk we were already doing in your office and recording it for other people to hear.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that one was that, we had started it off this year. We tried doing Generational Talent as a general sports podcast and everything like that. And then we ended up going with, let's just stick with football only because we're not quite good enough to do all the rest of the sports.
Well, I'm just now getting re-engaged into the MLB side of things, and I think just because the Mariners are relevant. But yes, I do not know nearly as much or claim to as much as I'm comfortable with the NFL.
Yeah, so shortly into Generational Talent's life, we decided to pivot, make it an NFL-only show. And with that being the case, obviously our show is coming to an end for its first season. And once it does come to an end, we will probably do another post-Super Bowl show, hopefully with the Seahawks being the W.
And then not a bad year for our first year at this, and our we're Seahawks fans, of course, so not bad when our first year at this, the long shot Hawks and the long shot Patriots, if you think about it, both made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, it'll be talk about just the odds of us deciding this year to start up a podcast as lifelong Seahawks fans, and then the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl, giving us plenty to talk about,
right,
and be happy about,
right.
We may or may not do, a pre or post draft episode, probably one of the two, if not both, and then we'll take a long hiatus until we get into some pregame stuff and do our way too early power rankings for the 2026 season.
There we go.
But no, we did not record last week, which was the post conference games. So before we talk anything Super Bowl wise, Dad, what were your takes on the two conference games we saw, the championship games? Just like I thought would happen. The Rams, I do so far still feel that way. I was more nervous. I thought I'd be more nervous about that matchup than I would even just get into the Super Bowl. I just wanted to get to the Super Bowl. So getting through the Rams, and of course, when you know it, the Rams was a tough one. We pulled it off, but beating Stafford, I don't care where he's at and what stadium, or he's just tough to beat. And they gave us a good run for our money. It was a great game, but in the end, the Hawks pulled it out, and they just look great. I mean, Sam Darnold has completely just flipped the narrative on himself and became just had a great game. Went toe to toe with Stafford, and we ended up getting him. Kenneth Walker had a good game, but on their end, Puka did good, and Devontae Adams did good. It was a good game. So I was glad to see them move on. The other game, you lose Bo Nix. Your chances were nil. Denver did the best they could, but New England got them. So here we go, Super Bowl. The 4-win New England Patriots from last year are in the Super Bowl this year against Sam Darnold and the Hawks, who neither one of these teams were even in the playoffs last year. Yeah, no, two teams that I don't think anybody really saw having a chance coming into this year. That being said, when it comes to our conference games, I do personally believe that conference game we had against the Rams was our Super Bowl. I do hope this is a close game for the rest of you NFL fans. For our sake, I hope it's just a slaughter. But
I always say the same thing. If it's not my team, I want a good game. Otherwise, it can be a slaughter.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because the two big takes that I hear on ESPN, on Fox, it's one of two. It's either, I think this will be a really good game, or I think the Seahawks will slaughter them. Not hearing much of the other way around, though. I had not heard a single sportscaster, analyst, anybody say Patriots are going to destroy them.
Yeah, I'm going to knock on wood. Yeah, I don't want to see that either. But yeah, I think that's what I like about the NFL, right? Parity. I mean, any team, any season, it can happen all the time. I like that we have two new teams that haven't been in there in a while. I like the fact that, I like the Sam Darnold thing. I really do. We've got, looks like our offensive coordinator is probably did go to the Raiders. So the 10th and final slot for the coaching carousel is now filled. And I think good pickup for the Raiders. Really good pickup for the Raiders.
Kubiak's walking into a good position. The Raiders, obviously this year, one of the worst years they've ever had in football, which was very unexpected. Nobody thought, obviously, they were Super Bowl bound, but I think most people would have guessed like a 9-8 finish or something. It was just crazy. I mean, Geno Smith crapped the bed. Pete Carroll couldn't coach his way out of a hat. It was just one of those things. But if you are Clint Kubiak, you're walking into a place with a great cap space. Assuming they draft Mendoza, which I think they will.
I think they will. They should.
Yeah, you're coming in.
You need a quarterback.
Yeah, and you're coming into it with a solid starting quarterback, good tight end, good running back, good defensive players. I think it's a smart move for that organization to look young as well.
Yep.
The choice to draft Carroll or pick up Carroll, it was an interesting one. One, because yes, he's tenured and obviously he had his boy Gino with him, but at the same time, it's like you guys are somewhat in a rebuild and you picked a coach that really wasn't going to give you longevity. Whereas with Kubiak, it's like you got a lot of longevity here.
I think their mentality was that they would win, that Gino would just continue to throw 4,000 yards and win games, and you got old Gino back. So that got, he went down with his quarterback. He brought him over, his quarterback stunk, it cost him. So yeah. I agree. I think it is time to rebuild. I think they went, the trend right now going young. I think they picked up a creative young signal caller who everybody seems to love. And I'm with you, man. They've got some weapons. They got a cornerstone of some really good players on that team. If they do have a good draft, and I think they have like 10 picks in this draft.
Yeah.
So if they fill in some of those holes, and with that almost $100 million cap space, they can be competitive pretty soon. Depending on how good the rookie quarterback does.
Yeah. No, I think it'll have a good season. And then when it comes to that Broncos game, obviously controversial call on the Broncos part. Our buddy Matt, who is not here today, he very much, I was texting him the whole time that game was happening, in that 4th and 1 call where they decided to go for it instead of just kicking the field goal. I texted him when it happened. I'm like, man, that might not have been a good move. I think you guys are probably going to need every point you could have gotten on the field. And
who didn't see that coming? I think with you having a backup quarterback, it's going to be a tight game. Why would you take points off the board?
Well, and then obviously they just fired their offensive coordinator, Lombardi, and it's one of those calls. Sean Payton admitted he's the one who made the call. I think he's looking for a scapegoat. He also was very vocal the other day in a press conference about Bo Nix's injury history, which is probably not something you want to reveal to everybody. And Bo Nix himself was not happy that Payton had revealed.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, talked about how it was a matter of time. He got injured in high school, injured here, and just kind of revealed some medical stuff. And then Bo Nix quickly after was talking about how that wasn't his information to share. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So you got a lot of tension now between your star QB, this coach who, for the whole season, talking to Broncos fans and watching it ourselves, right, about as conservative play calling as you could get. Yeah. Did not let Nix cook. And then we get to this conference game where you've got a quarterback who hasn't thrown an NFL pass in over 2 years, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let him cook. Like, in what world, Sean Payton, do you go away from the conservative play calling you've been doing all season that got you there, and you risk it? And you knew that a storm was coming.
I think with Payton, it might be coming clear that Drew Brees might have been the main reason you were successful, because I'm not impressed. I think Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I don't think they let him cook. I just think I don't know. I personally don't think he's as good as he says he is.
See, and it's frustrating for me because, the whole season I would give my buddy a hard time, but I truly do believe, I don't think Bo Nix was phenomenal. I think he's above average, yes. I think the reason they got there was a good mixture of that defense, which was a powerhouse, and the fact that, you let Nix cook to a limited extent, let him go off in the 4th. Like what they were doing, while it was frustrating games, it's what got them there. And then he just throws it all away in the playoffs. That's what just blew my mind, because to me, it's like I can't sit here and tell everybody I think Bo Nix is subpar, and then all of a sudden I think they're going to lose just because we have a backup QB. And no. I'm going to stick with the fact that I do think they could have won that game with Stidham, because I don't think Stidham and Bo Nix are like both great quarterbacks. I think they could have gotten their better play calling and better defense. But yeah, I don't know. It was just weird choices on that end. And I look at it this way, though. Our Hawks are obviously going to be going up against a Patriots team who barely squeaked by a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I never like to jinx us ever. So I will say this. I think it'll be I think it's definitely going to be one of the better defenses we played. Vrabel's a stud coach. I don't think this game's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a good game. I want to be on the winning side of things, and I do think we have better talent on the field, but I think it's going to be close.
It'll be a good game. You look at the Patriots defense, especially in the playoffs, has been a different beast. Their regular season defense was good, but their playoff defense has been phenomenal, suffocating quarterbacks. But again, to give my Seahawks obviously as much love as I can, I'm looking at a Patriots team who, again, super easy regular schedule and probably one of the easiest playoff schedules I've ever seen in my life. You went up against the Chargers, who no offensive line whatsoever. Yeah. You're just destroying Herbert.
A team that's never lived up to its reputation.
No, and so you talk about a way to pad your stats as a defense. Well, that's one team to do it against. And then you go up against, there was the Texans next. And again, a Texas team where had CJ Stroud not just absolutely just crap the bed on it, would have been a different story, because if CJ Stroud went into that, just played game manager and let his defense do most of the work, probably could have been a different game. But instead, CJ Stroud tries to be Superman, throws the ball away a bunch. I mean, the dude had, I think it was 10 turnovers in 2 games of the playoffs, 5 fumbles, 5 interceptions. Horrible stat. And then he goes up against the Broncos with a backup quarterback. I'm not saying that the Patriots aren't good. They are good. But we're talking about a team who I don't think anything could have been handed to them on a silver platter any more so than it had been.
Well, the Seahawks resume is definitely better. I don't think there's any question there. I just, I know when it comes down to one game, it can just go any way. So
I know.
We'll just have to see how it goes. But
I definitely think we worked a lot harder to get here.
Oh yeah, I mean, just winning that number 1 seed and home field advantage in the craziest comeback ever was a testament. And then the way the season played out, and the Hawks are playing the second half of the season was just amazing. But that's what I love about football. Who knows? I'm just glad to be back there. I mean, we want to win it, of course. I definitely don't want to be too cliche. I want to win the thing, but I'm definitely less stressed than I was last week getting through the Rams.
The Rams game was probably the most stressful one of the season.
I knew
every time we played.
That team is just such a good team. So I'm glad to be there, because I think, like we talked about, it is so freaking hard to get to a Super Bowl. In any given year, it is so hard, let alone winning them. If we do win, we'd be able to even up our Super Bowl record with 2-2 and be a 2-time champion. But to me, winning a Super Bowl has got to be one of the hardest things to do in professional sports. It's so hard.
Yeah. Both teams have, in fact, landed. They are, getting their warm-ups in, doing their press conferences, all that. I love the fact, mind you, and I know it pisses off every 49ers fan we know. You've got Sam Darnold's banner hanging on the Levi Stadium. Yeah. You've got our Hawks logo on the field. Oh, God, it could not be any better for us. This would be the Super Bowl to win if we could do it in Levi. Oh, God, that'd be so lovely.
We live in a rural community, and that is primarily made up of Raiders and Niners fans, and can respect that. But as a Seahawks fan, there's only a handful of us out here, and being that the Seahawks and Niners are just ultimate rivals. Being in the Super Bowl in their stadium irritates them to no end. So be it. I mean, you guys had your chance and got destroyed.
I was going to say, it's the funniest thing is, you look at all the playoff games, because I would say, number one, great regular season we had. Tons of parity, truly one of those any given Sunday kind of seasons.
And even our losses were close, and they were to good teams.
Yeah. But then you look at the playoffs, right? Every playoff game, you're talking about comebacks, you're talking about overtime. Yeah, like every one of them was just so close, so fun to watch, except for the one where we destroyed the 49ers.
The first round, yeah. No, I will say, I've said it before and I'll say it again, there's been some great games this season. So much fun to watch, especially a lot of the primetime games. They've been great. So from a fan's perspective and just the product that's on the field in the NFL, it's fun. I love it. It's, as we're wrapping up the season, it was, obviously we're a little biased because our team's having a great year, but it was a fun year of football. I just love the NFL. It's a blast. I'm already going to be missing it. But it's kind of like, what it's like. I was telling mom about this, that it's like Christmas, right? In the sense, if you look forward to it, you love it. If Christmas was year round, you wouldn't love it as much. It doesn't mean as much. It's like the NFL, even though it's a short season, in reality, compared to the other sports by far. But it's what gets you fired up. By the time you get to NFL, man, for about 4 months, people live, breathe it. I think if that was, 6, 7, 8 months, it wouldn't be nearly as much fun. And here's the other thing too. I did hear, there's always talk about it. One of these days it's going to happen. Chances are the NFL, the commissioner did bring up about going to 18 games.
Oh, wow.
And I hope it happens, because if that happens, right, one more week, that puts us on the weekend of President's Day weekend, which means everybody would get Monday off after the Super Bowl. We all want that. I would say if you don't add the 18th game, do a second bye. Byes don't bother anybody. Bye weeks are fine, and it's good for health. But I think if we can get it to where we don't all have to go to work the next day, would be nice.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. Or, I don't know, maybe change up who all can get into the playoffs, because there's nothing worse than a team with a losing record getting into the playoffs.
I know. The formula's a little... What definitely should change, I'm sorry, is that notion of you win your division, you host a game. That's not fair. If there's a wild card team that's got a better record, which clearly was, I mean, the Niners got robbed, right? You're like, okay, so Carolina gets to host a game.
Honestly, the Niners and the Rams.
Niners and the Rams. I think that's got to change. To me, just because you win your division shouldn't mean you get home field, because that team was 8-9. They weren't even a winning record.
Yeah.
And you hosted a game. I thought that was terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. It'd be different if the divisions were so equal, but they're so not.
No, and I don't think they will be. I think there's always going to be a division that's a 500 ball club, and I get it. I mean, but I just think it's a shame when you got a double-digit winning wild card team that's on the road.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and talk to you guys about some Super Bowl stuff. We got some games, some opinions, and we'll get right back to it. Welcome back, Generational Talent, the best NFL podcast. If you're a Seahawks fan, if you're not, this is where to be. We give you the real takes. We're not Stephen A. Smith or stupid Ryan Clark. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's a poo-poo head. He's terrible. A lot of those ESPN guys are terrible.
Yeah, ESPN really fell down the crapper. If not for Pat McAfee, you guys would be worthless.
Yeah, I'll stick to Fox, thanks.
Yep. I'll stick to NFL Network. I love that
I
stuff.
do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Kyle Brandt is the best.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Okay, so first and foremost, Dad, I've got a fun game here where we're going to do our commercial draft. So we're going to basically draft 5 commercials that we think we're going to see in the Super Bowl. Obviously, you can, whatever commercials you want to use for your draft, you can be really specific. You can get kind of wonky with it. I'll write everything down. We'll post it on our board in here, and we'll double check later. I love the Super Bowl commercials. They're one of my favorite parts about the Super Bowl, especially when it's not my team playing. And
Right, yeah.
This year, I'll be so locked in, I'm sure I'll see the commercials anyways. So I'll start us off here, Dad. I do believe for my first overall commercial draft pick, I think we're going to get a Mandalorian and Grogu movie trailer.
Oh, okay, movie ones. Okay, I wasn't going that route. I'm old school, so the one that I'm looking forward to, I always look forward to. Yes, they can somewhat be sappy, but I do like them. I'm going the Budweiser ones. I love those ones, especially when they've got the Dalmatian or the dog in there.
Would you want to put a secondary specific thing on there? Like, you think we're going to see a horse? You think we're going to see a dog? What do we see?
Yeah, no, I think you're going to see the dog. I think that's become you're definitely going to see the Clydesdales. They always are in there. I'd be shocked if the Clydesdales aren't in there. But lately, I like it when they've got the dogs in there and there's somewhat of a sentimental one. So I'm going to say Budweiser with the doggy. So I shouldn't be. I definitely shouldn't. You're just doing right off the cuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't do any.
No, that's fine. I didn't get any further with it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on another pick here. Just because we got one in the freaking the conference championships, I'm gonna say another one of those weird anti-fat people ads. Like where it's all about not making fun of fat people. Did you see that one?
No, I did not see that one. I didn't watch a lot of the commercials.
It was weird. Like, I get the message. It was like a mental health ad, but it was like they put this very large gentleman. I'm fat, so I can talk about this.
Yeah, we're both fat. Yeah, it's perfect.
But they put a fat guy on the screen, right? And he's like, I've been dieting my whole life. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Stop bullying me. And it was just the weirdest commercial. I'm going to have to show you it afterwards, but I'm going to say an anti-fat ad.
Okay, I love it. I got you. Okay, for me, just because it seems like they do one every year, I think there's going to be a Dorito one, and I think it's going to involve a hot chick.
Okay, Doritos, hot chick.
Yep.
All right, let me think. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a Pepsi commercial.
Okay.
I know that there's going to be one just because they set it up in the conference championship that they're going to have the polar bear come in and do a blind taste test, right? And we're going to get the remainder of the ad on the Super Bowl. So I won't go that
Polar bear, I thought it was Coke. Is that Pepsi?
Yeah, it was Pepsi that did it. So they're making fun of the fact that Coke loves their polar bears.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I thought that was Coke.
Yeah, it comes in with the blindfold on, and it's got a blurred out
God,
Coke
I see what they're going to do with it. Yeah,
and the Pepsi one. And so
Pepsi's better. That's okay.
Yeah, here's what I'm going to say though. I'm going to say that ad is going to end with them being nice to Coke, though.
You think
I don't think they're going to full-blown bully Coke. I think they'll be like, they're both good, but ours is better. I don't think it's going to be a full mean ad. So nice anti-Coke Pepsi ad.
Okay, for my next one. You know what? Just because I remember last year, these were kind of fun, so I don't know if they're going to do them, but I would hope they do. I'm going to go back to I thought they were funny anyways, the Ben Affleck and the Dunkin' Donut one. So I'm going to go Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm going to say Ben Affleck, and I'm going to say Matt Damon. I'm going to say he gets his boy in him.
Okay, Ben and Matt. All right, I'm going to say there's going to be at least one commercial with Tom Brady where he makes some sort of reference to the fact that he played this exact Super Bowl game.
Oh, yeah, true. We want a complete different outcome, by the way, on that one. This is revenge time.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to write Tom Brady and then just flashback.
Okay.
Just because it'll reference it.
All right. Oh, for me then. Okay, so... Oh, what am I going to think? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll pick the brand because I'm not sure which one. There's going to be a truck ad. There's always going to be. It's going to be like an Americana kind of truck ad, but I'm going to go Chevy. I think there's going to be a kind of a tough, rough and tough kind of truck looking one, and it's going to be Chevy is the brand.
Okay, Chevy tough truck ad. All right, my final one, my fifth pick. I'm going to say, gosh, I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm going to say there's going to be an ad with a cringy celebrity endorsement where they try to appeal to the masses. Whether it's political or not, I don't know, but it'll be just some sappy, cringy celebrity endorsement.
Okay. All right. I like that one. Okay, so here's how I'm going to go. I'm going to go with trends then, and I'm going to go with fads. And I'm going to say there is going to be... how do I stick my neck out though? I'm going to say this. Number one, there's going to be an AI ad. There's going to be an ad for AI. And you know what? I'm going to kind of go your route with it. And I'm going to say that they're going to attach it to some trendy celebrity, not one of the creators, not, Elon Musk or anybody. It'll be some celebrity tied to an AI commercial.
Okay. All right, there we go. We have our 5 picks. I've got a Mando and Grogu trailer. I've got the anti-fat ad, a nice anti-Coke Pepsi ad, Tom Brady flashback commercial, and a sappy cringe celebrity endorsement. Trav, you've got a Budweiser commercial featuring dogs, a Doritos featuring a hot chick, a Dunkin' Donuts Ben Affleck and Matt Damon ad, and then a truck Chevy Tough ad, and then finally an AI ad with a trendy celebrity.
There we go.
Okay. I'll put these on. I'll take a picture of them so we can remember when we're watching, but then
we're going to be watching together. Tommy boy, we agreed we're just going to get a small gathering of mostly family and a few friends, just because I think most people can understand when your team is in the Super Bowl, at least this is how we feel. I totally respect having friends around and chatting it up a little bit, but I don't want anything to interrupt or take away from the game. We want to watch our team play. I don't want to miss anything.
You had some prop stuff that you were doing on William Hill. Do you want to share any of those?
Yeah, some prop. Are we still in that?
Yeah, because we'll finish off with this segment with our funny prop bets, and then I know I did some stuff too.
So there is a bunch of prop. Now you can bet on anything. So let me start with this, Tommy boy. Let me just see how you do with this. They've got any idea on players to score the first TD of the game?
So I did bets already, and I did do that one. So
okay,
I did the cash back if second or third as well, because that's an option on William Hill to where if he's not the first, he can still be the second and third.
You'll have to show me how to do that. I haven't done that yet.
I picked Jake Bobo.
Bobo, yeah, and Bobo, your odds for the first touchdown, Bobo should have been 45-1 odds.
Yeah, so for the cash back if second or third, your odds go down a little bit because it's giving you some leeway. So $5 turns into 140 for me if he hits any one of the first 3 touchdowns.
Oh, see, you're going to have to show me how to do that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also did Rashid Shaheed as a separate one just because I'm like, he could always do a kickoff return if we end up getting the ball. So he turns $1 into 19.
19, okay. Yeah, so he's 18-1 for just scoring first, but that plays out nice. Well, I stuck my neck out and did a real goofy one just for fun. I mean, because I figured I wanted to do one where the odds were like major stacked, but you never know. And I did Cooper Kupp. I bet $5 that he would score 2 TDs in the game, which I know is a stretch. But if he does that $5 turns into $142.50.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only other like crazy prop bets, or at least not crazy, but like just interesting ones, I did AJ Barner to score 2 or more touchdowns because I know he's a real end zone threat, and I think they're gonna cover Jackson Smith pretty heavily. So that one it only turns $1 into 19, but I'm like whatever.
Yeah,
1,800 odds.
Not bad. Yeah. The other one I did was Kenneth Walker to get 10+ rushing yards in each quarter. I figured I'm just handing the ball, right? That one I put down 5. I'll win 1940.
Okay. Because I did obviously 2 like crazy leg ones that I'm not going to read every leg of.
Yeah.
But the last fun one I did was for each team to score 2+ rushing touchdowns and 2+ field goals, and that turns $1 into $36.
Okay. Well, then I do have one that would be kind of. What do you think? Did you get a chance to look at betting on the MVP of the Super Bowl?
I did. It was just I do believe it'll be one of the 2 quarterbacks, which obviously the odds are.
That's where the odds are. Yeah. So I don't even want to touch those just because. Yeah, it's 125 for Darnold or 240 for May. So no thanks. But there are some biggies. If you think about just because they could have a big game, what's one that you would stick your neck out for that you think you possibly could have one of those games where maybe he gets a couple of touchdowns or maybe he does get the important one?
I mean, obviously, like Rashid Shaheed, if he ends up doing like some returns, for sure, I could see him getting that
30-1 odds. So that's not bad. You put $10 down, you win $300.
Because, like, you know as well as I do, if he manages to, like, do one freaking kickoff all the way back for a touchdown, that'd be pretty impressive. If he manages to do two, well, then you can really talk MVP.
No, right. Now, there's one. This is one I don't want because this would be against us, but I can see it. I can see putting money on it if they were to beat us. Stephon Diggs, 50-1.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to show up. I mean, really, though, him and Kayshon Boutte and then Matt Collins are definitely their top tier receivers.
I don't even know where's Boutte even on here. Yeah,
Kayshon's just their big end zone threat, really.
I'm looking. Yeah, those guys must be some. Kayshon Boutte, yeah, there is. 125-1 odds. Wow.
JSN, there's no shot he's good odds.
Nah.
He's probably third in line.
Yeah, he is third, but not bad. It's 5.5-1.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
Kenneth Walker's the one I kind of like. He's 8-1.
I'd feel better if I knew that the Patriots didn't have pretty good run defense, but they do. So
now here's a surprise one for you. Again, this would be against us, but I'm kind of surprised. Travion Henderson, the running back for New England, 75-1.
I think it just speaks to our run defense on our side too. Like, we're going to shut down runs heavily.
Right, but they have Stevenson at 30-1. So they definitely think if a running back's going to do it, it's him, not Travion.
Maybe because he's more of an end zone threat than anything else.
Cooper Kupp, there's my boy. If he does go off, he's 85-1 odds.
So he's former Super Bowl MVP.
I mean, he's been there. He's did the show. The platform's not too big for him. He's been there, done that,
and he was the MVP of his Super Bowl.
He's a stud. I mean, that was his year, his triple crown year. Yeah, the most insane year I've ever seen for a wide receiver. And then it's just defensive. I mean, there's crazy ones. When they're offensive linemen, you might as well make those 1,000,000 to 1 odds.
Unless you've got Myles Garrett, you're not seeing a defensive player.
So there's a question for you, Tommy. Who is the lowest odds defensive player do you think that they have here to get it?
It should be Reek. Can't stand him, but it's not Reek Woolen. I doubt. It's probably like, oh gosh. It's got to be a Patriots player.
It is.
Yeah.
Not really familiar with him, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, the only one I even know is Christian Gonzalez, and there's no way that he's low.
No, it's Marcus Jones.
Okay, so probably a lineman then.
Now, our first one?
It's an Emmenwari?
Yeah, sure.
I freaking love Emmenwari.
Yeah,
He's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I think so, too. He's the next Cam Chancellor for the Seahawks. Man, he's awesome.
He's a freaking stud. I love our defense so much.
Yep. I mean, we're definitely biased. But so those are just some of the odds. What Mom and I will do, we do it every year. It's like tradition. It's fun. We'll go down and actually place them at the book because Mom likes having a ticket in her hand.
Okay.
But we always do this, Tommy. We go down there and we pick kind of heavy-odded ones. But we'll go down there and pick one offensive player for each team to score the first TD, just so we got a chance no matter who's down there on the goal line. And Mom in the past has won it. She's won it a couple of times. She won it one year with Gronk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got some funny prop bets for
Okay,
you.
let's hear it.
Okay, so do we think Bad Bunny will wear a dress? Because he's definitely made the claim that he will. It's plus 550 odds.
Yeah.
That he will.
Yeah, I mean... it's hard not to get political. So I will say...
I'm not saying we want him to. I'm just thinking, does he?
No, I know. What I was going to say is, or are you watching the other Super Bowl halftime?
I'm not a huge Super Bowl halftime fan anyways. I find them annoying. But this is one that I definitely find annoying. I don't want to have captions on for a Super Bowl halftime show.
I think the Grammys scenario, if that plays out of the football would be so
it's just
depressing.
We're here to watch a freaking football game.
It's depressing. You have your opinions either side, either way. Just leave them.
Yeah.
Because we just want to escape it. I think the Grammys were an absolute joke for that reason.
Well, who the hell's watching the Grammys?
No, nobody is. Anyways, they're boring. But yeah, leave it out of football for sure. Please, God. What do you call it? The commissioner said he feels like he's going to be very respectful and good. So I don't know.
If he wears a dress, he won't be.
I'm going to say no. You're going to say?
I'll say yeah.
Okay.
So,
I don't know much about him. I'll be honest.
So do we know? Do you know what they call the tush push that we do with AJ Barner?
Where he's the one pushing.
Yeah. Do you know what its nickname is?
No.
Oh, they call it the Barnyard.
Oh, is that for real?
Yeah, that's what according to the internet.
Okay.
So
I like Barner, so
I think the odds are like plus 180. But do you think we will see a Barnyard tush push this Super Bowl?
I would say yes, because I think anything under a yard, I would say with how important it is that those are almost a given.
Yeah.
You can't really stop them. I would think so.
Okay.
Barnyard. Okay. Didn't know that.
Let's get your pick on the Gatorade color that's going to be splashed.
Oh, yeah. Every year, right? I'm going to go old school because I'm old school. So I'm going to go, what is it? Yellow, green, whatever that is.
So the lemon lime.
The lemon lime. I'm old school. So that's where I'm going.
Okay. I'll go with I'll go red.
Okay. Red. Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I like the red better. personally, but old school lemon lime has been around forever and ever.
All right. How many times during the broadcast do you think they are going to bring up the Malcolm Butler interception? The over-under is 4.5. You taking the over or under?
I'm going to go under. I don't think it'll come up that much. I mean, oh, God, I hope not.
I'll go over.
You got to get that monkey off.
And then finally, in the opportunity that we find ourselves at the 1 yard line on a goal, do you think we will run or pass?
There's no way in God's green earth we're throwing that ball.
Did you hear when they asked Sam Darnold that question in an interview recently?
What did he say? Not going to tell
like,
you.
Well, if we had a timeout, I'd probably call a timeout. He's like, in reality, like if we don't have a timeout and there's 30 seconds left, I might throw it. He's like, it's really hard to say. He tried to avoid that question.
I would say unless it's a fourth down, to me, I think you'd be insane.
Yeah.
I think you'd be, and I mean, it would be a lot easier, Tommy, if we had Charbonnet. I would feel better about that, but.
Yeah. I'll go pass.
Okay.
We passed on that.
That gives me nightmares.
We passed on the 2-point conversion to win in overtime against the Rams week 16.
No, but I think that was the right call. I think if we would have gave the ball back to the Rams in a tie game, we would have been in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those were my 5 prop bets. I write down our answers for it, and then and we'll go from there. And I'll take a picture of that, put it up on the wall here, but I'll at least have it
for the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I know there was other things you could bet on too. I heard something to where what will be the first iconic image shown from San Francisco for the broadcast. Oh. Do you know what the odds-on favorite was? When you think of San Francisco, what do you think of?
The Golden Gate Bridge.
There it is. Yeah, that's the numero uno. What was another one that wasn't too bad?
I've seen one that's like the length of the national anthem. I know last year's was like 200
Who's singing
seconds. I think Sam Smith. I honestly don't know.
To me, in recent memory, the best one in recent memory was what's his face? The country singer with the long beard.
Oh, Stapleton?
Yeah. Oh, man, he was good. The best ever, hands down. Whitney Houston. No doubt about it. She was insane.
Okay.
Hers was so good.
Yeah, no, there was a bunch of fun ones. There was one that was like, being that it's in Silicon Valley, will it be a drone that delivers the football into the game? Just to like highlight the tech that you see obviously in Silicon Valley. And what were the other ones I was seeing?
It's a good, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, no, there was a bunch of funny different prop bets and stuff. Those were just the 5 that I was like, I like these 5.
I do like Levi Stadium. All you Niner fans. It is a nice stadium. We've been to it. You went and saw a Hawks game there.
Let's see. Yeah, so you've got like some a mic'd up slip. Will a player be caught saying a bad word on a live broadcast requiring a formal apology from the announcers? It's plus 500 for yes.
Oh, I was going to say no. Oh, only because the reason I'd say no
plus
is
500 means that the odds are that it is no.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because I would say no because they're pretty. I think you're well trained to know that you're in the Super Bowl. You can't or shouldn't.
The Silicon Valley special, right? You've got a tech glitch. Will the game be delayed by a stadium power outage or tech failure? Yes is plus 1,200, so not likely.
I don't think so.
The drone show. Will a drone be used to deliver the game ball? And the celebrity lookalike. Will the cameras cut to a fan who looks exactly like a famous tech CEO? Yes, plus 250.
No, but I think they're cut away to celebrities. Yeah, they'll do that constantly.
So here's the 2015 trauma prop bets for Seahawks fans.
Oh, no.
So there's the Butler count, which is the one I did pick.
Yep.
And the goal line fade, which is the other one I picked. The last one that I didn't pick was the Marshawn Lynch cameo. Will Beast Mode be shown on camera eating Skittles in a luxury suite? Yes, minus 110. So
all of that stuff? No, I think it will be a cameo to him. Yeah, but I don't think does he have to be eating Skittles and all that?
That is what this one says. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think all that'll come into play.
And then they've got a bunch of Bad Bunny ones about like if there's going to be a WWE cameo. I don't know where the connection would be for that, but either way, there's a yes plus 400 for a WWE cameo. And then will the broadcast announcers attempt to speak Spanish immediately following the halftime show? Yes, plus 120. So I don't know. Go figure.
I don't know. Who's doing this one's NBC? Who's doing the game then? Is it? It's NBC. Yeah, but I mean announcers. Do we know who's got the game?
Oh no, I can look that up.
Yeah, look, I'm curious. Oh, I think they probably think he's too old, but I'd love Al Michaels because I know he is NBC. I'd love it if Al Michaels was doing this game.
Oh God.
Oh no.
It is. I mean, one of them I love. I love Mike Tirico.
And Mike Tirico's great.
I hate Chris Collins.
Oh God, yeah. So he'll talk about himself a lot.
Just garbage.
Yeah, Tirico is great. I'm growing to like him a lot.
Well, here's the real freaking prop bet. If Collinsworth's the announcer, how many Patrick Mahomes references are there going to be? Here's a guy.
Or talk of his playing days.
That was a Mahomes-like pass that Drake May just did. Only Mahomes.
I wonder if his kid will be the online or the sideline reporter because that ends up because it says it always seems like his son travels.
So you've got Melissa Stark, Kaylee
She's great.
Hartung, and rules analyst Terry McAuley.
Okay, I don't know those ones. So this crew, Tarico will do a great job. Yeah, that's okay. I'd
rather have freaking like Tony Romo or Tom Brady. Honestly, I hate Chris Collinsworth so much.
Do you like him? How do you like when it comes to Troy Aikman?
I don't mind him.
And Jack
I don't
Buck.
know.
Or is it
Joe Buck?
Joe Buck. Jack Buck was his dad.
An idiot, I think. Yeah. But honestly, like when you think like the best ones, Mike Tirico and Al Michaels are top tier. I don't mind Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen.
Kevin Burkhardt's good. He gets really excited. That's what I like about him.
And I love Jim Nantz. I hate that he's partnered with Tony Romo.
I know, me too. Jim Nantz can narrate anything.
Because like when you're stuck with Tony Romo, who at this point now just like grunts and make noises and like because he used to be fun because he would have his Romo reports, like he would read the plays before they happen. Right. Nowadays he's just all the time. I'm like, dude, give something.
I think you hit it on the head. I think Burkhardt and Tirico would be awesome.
Yeah,
and even some Al Michaels as your third guy would be. I just love Al Michaels, and I know I'm old school, but I love him.
I like him too. Yeah. Literally anybody but Chris Collinsworth. He's my absolute least favorite. I can't stand him.
Yeah, he's not good.
No, he's an idiot.
He's not good.
All right. So then to finish off the pod, Dad, give me what you believe the final score will be.
All right, let's do this. I don't think I honestly think we're going to hover right around what they're predicting these the over under to be. I really do. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I don't think it's going to be teeny tiny. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to go 24-21 Hawks.
Okay.
MVP. I think they're going to go the emotional piece, and I'm rooting for him too. So I'm going to throw my head in there too with it. And I'm going to go Darnold's going to win the MVP, and it's going to be the cherry on top of what it is amazing story.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 14-36.
You think it's going to be a beatdown?
I do.
Okay.
I think, honestly, I think they'll get a touchdown at some point in the first half. I do think the second touchdown will be in garbage time.
Okay.
Seattle, obviously. And then I'll go a little bit different for MVP here. I'm going to say... I'll go JSN.
JSN? Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Well, obviously we both hope to knock on wood here. We both hope to be right because, like Tommy said, we're lifelong Seahawks fans. In his case, his whole life. In my case, since I was a little kid growing up in Washington.
Started when
State.
You were 3. So.
Yeah, I have you in all kinds of Seattle stuff when you were a baby. So, but it's one of those things where we know how hard it is to get there. Kudos to. We do have one for sure Patriots fan that is a good friend of ours, and you've won enough of them. That's all I would tell you. I love you dearly, sweetheart, but you've won plenty.
Yep. Sorry, Michaela.
Yeah, we love you, but no. But yeah, I hope you and I get back on this broadcast elated, or we'll be crying like babies.
Yeah, and then we'll just be looking towards a really hopeful next season with, the last pick in the first round of the draft.
But always remind yourself, there are 30 other teams that wish to God they were playing in this game.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yep.
Well, from all of us here at Generational Talent, we will hit you guys up after the Super Bowl this weekend, and hopefully again that we're in a good mood.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.